Jeff Keighley and Epic Games just dropped the first look gameplay of a next generation tech demo running on the PlayStation 5 hardware, and I want to talk about it. What is going on, everybody? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everyone's having a great day. If you guys could do me a big favor, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you, guys. So earlier today, we got a first look at gameplay running on the PlayStation 5 via Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest, where he partnered up with Epic Games to showcase the Unreal Engine 5 and what it can potentially do for next generation games. And you know what? I thought the demo was pretty impressive, even though it's something I know that I will never get to play at any point in time down the road. What this demo basically did for myself, and I'm sure a lot of you listening, is showcase the potential of what Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 can do eventually down the road. For the next couple years, we're going to be stuck in cross-gen. Games may not look that much better on the newer generation, but we will get to the point where games will start to look incredible. And if you go back and watch some of the early Unreal Engine 4 tech demos, games have far surpassed what those demos showcase. So yeah, when I watched this tech demo, gameplay, whatever you want to call it, I do get excited about 2 to 3 years into the next generation when devs have kind of put aside the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 and start making games for those systems specifically. Now, of course, this being a demo for Unreal Engine 5, it's basically made for developers who are going to choose this engine over perhaps a competing engine like Unity. So some of the technology used in this video, you know, kind of a little bit goes over my head. I kind of look at the pretty visuals and imagine what I'll be playing down the road. Sure, it's cool to see the rocks and the 8K textures and how good it looks now compared to some of the early games from this generation. But the part that really kind of caught my eye was at the end when the character was flying across the screen, not seeing any texture pop in, all these models that were highly detailed all crumbling while she was quickly moving across the screen was the most impressive part of the demo for me. And while watching all this play out, I thought to myself, you know what? I could really go for another Tomb Raider on next generation. You know what I really need? How about Uncharted 5 from either Naughty Dog or a new studio at Sony? That's the kind of vibe I was getting from this demo. Now, was it all great? I did have some little nitpicks here. The character model herself didn't look very good. And then, of course, Digital Foundry did some analysis, said that the demo was running in 1440p, had no ray tracing, and was in 30 frames per second. Now, the resolution and the ray tracing stuff doesn't bother me. But recently, we all flipped out because Assassin's Creed Valhalla was only confirmed to be running at 30 frames on Xbox Series X. And my hope for this generation was that we'd see a lot more games running at 60 frames per second on Series X and the PlayStation 5. So to see this Unreal Engine 5 demo at 30 frames is a little bit disappointing, and I'm starting to wonder if we're going to have another generation here stuck in 30 frames. And you know what? To me, that would be incredibly disappointing. I thought for sure both the PlayStation 5 and Series X would usher in an era of 60 frames on console. We heard Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, talk about how the feel of this generation is going to be different, and they wanted to improve frame rates. But maybe the developers out there have a different view. They want to just focus on maximizing visual potential, ray tracing, 8K textures, all that stuff, instead of focusing on improving the frame rate and going from 30 frames to 60 frames. Another thing that really needs to be pointed out is that while this demo was running on the PlayStation 5, Unreal Engine is multi-platform. It'll run on Xbox Series X, it'll be on PC, and some of the studios who are going to be greatly affected by the improvements in Unreal Engine are going to be Xbox game studios themselves, because almost all of their studios use Unreal Engine for their games. Compulsion Games, Double Fine, In Exile, Ninja Theory, Mojang, Obsidian, Rare, Undead Labs, Playground Games is rumored to be using Unreal Engine for their Fable project. The Coalition pushed Unreal Engine 4 to its limits with Gears 5. It would be crazy to think what Gears 6 could look like running on Unreal Engine 5, and of course, the initiative is also using Unreal Engine, and I can't wait to see what their game is, heavily speculated to be Perfect Dark. So yeah, any improvements to the Unreal Engine is going to have huge ramifications for the studios working on Xbox first-party titles, and I also think it's worth pointing out the differences in reaction to Inside Xbox and this gameplay demo. Even though this demo is just a vertical slice, it's not going to be made into a real game, which means I am never going to get to play this, and you are never going to get to play this. How people's reactions are more positive towards this because they got to see 8 minutes of continuous gameplay versus Microsoft's overhype of first look at Series X and basically not really seeing any, and some of the stuff we did see was running on a PC with the disclaimer that, hey, this is supposed to be representative of Xbox Series X gameplay. Interesting to note the different reactions from the different camps out there in social media. So while, yeah, this demo was pretty cool, and I am excited to see how developers will utilize Unreal Engine in the future, at this point, I just want to see a real game. That's what's holding me back from heaping more praise on this demo, because I know it's not real. It's a vertical slice. It's a tech demo of something I will never be able to play in my life. Just show me Halo Infinite on next generation at this point. Show me Horizon Zero Dawn 2 or God of War, something that I know within a year or 2 or 3 I will actually be able to play. Anyways, guys, that is the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, share this out on social media, or tell a friend about the channel, and if you always want to be notified when I drop new videos, make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.